That malarkey had 4 daughters and a hideous wife, and at one of the times I was there was no time during the month that somebody wasn't crying or slamming a door.
Hey, what do you got? The malarkey thing going again?
You're telling me what a no-good son of a bitch I was.
It had nothing to do with your drinking.
No, not at all.
What are you on, me?
You're a good guy, man. But man, oh man.
Hey, could you move my homework? Oh, I'm going.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
My former wife, or as we affectionately refer to her, the witch, she has moved on in her life and she's remarried. Heavens, she's happily remarried to some stooge out in California somewhere.
How do you know this is some stooge? I mean, why would you just characterize him like that?
She married
Ike Turner and still from the
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
2020 Sports.
Inbound a pack, you'll hold it 2 seconds.
Imus in the morning.
Let me talk to you about Lipton Tea here for a second. There are,
Go ahead, check it out. Star Trek The Next Generation is going off the air.
Good. That sucks.
That's not. It's cool.
I like Star Trek The Old Generation. You know, the one with the fat dude with the bad toupee who's on Rescue 911.
Well, this one has a cool blind dude who, wears a cheese grater over his eyes.
He sucks. The doctor who, everybody he touched, died, he was cool. Dennis Jim, he's dead.
Well, on The Next Generation, there was this chick who, could see the future.
Well, then she should have known they were going to get canceled.
Beam me up to the holodeck.
You should, beam up to the homo deck. You're such a wuss. You're like one of those queer science friction dudes.
I'm not. I just like space and planets and stuff. Check this out. Some comet is going to crash into Jupiter.
Now that's cool.
Yeah. And, it's going to make a hole 15 miles deep.
Holes are cool.
So, they'll have to change the name from Jupiter to, Uranus.
You buckwheat. There's already a planet called Uranus.
Why did they name a planet after my anus?
I don't know. I think it had something to do with asteroids.
But I don't have them anymore. I got this special ointment.
hideous Imus and Bucket on this hideous program. I am Imus in the morning. It's 32 minutes past the hour. Anyway, the senior senator from the state of Connecticut. Good morning, Senator Don.
And I've been listening right here.
Have you looked at the president's health care plan, Senator?
Absolutely. I'm going to be there with him this morning. We're going to announce that plan. I think it's a good plan.
So will you read the 1,300 pages first and then go to the 800, or do you already understand
No,
it?
I think I'll go to the 800 first, let understand it, and then read it.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
We were thinking, now, which one of these guys would likely be in the Packwood Diary? and you were the only one, Senator Don.
No, listen, it's no news about me being in a Packwood Diary. You know? Bradley, Lieberman, then you got a story. Hey, Kennedy, you kidding me? That's boring. You're not going to read anything in those diaries that everyone doesn't know about already.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Started the business. Thank God. Good evening, everyone. Short and long of it for the Yankees.
Just demonstrated here for the occasional kicking around. Yes, sir. Would you like fries with that, sir? Here from ABC News, and this week with David Brinkley, Kobe Roberts. Good morning, Miss Roberts.
I must admit that I forgot we had this date this morning, so I'm just barely awake. I have to tell you that this town went a little crazy with all of this sex stuff with the Hillary Clinton business. I mean, my reaction to this, I have to tell you, was, if you can't take the heat, go back to the kitchen.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
It looked to me, being a runner, it looked to me...
You're a runner?
Yeah.
See, this proves my point about running.
Why?
Well, I mean, you're fun to listen to, but look at you.
What do you mean, look at me?
I have yet to meet a runner who really looks great.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Highway Patrol.
Imus in the morning, 2020 Sports.
Who can make a sunrise? Sprinkle it with you. Cover it with chocolate and a miracle or two. The Candy Man.
Nick saves the Bulls in Game 5. Good morning. This is my friend with sports. An 87-86 win gives the Knicks a 3-2 lead in the best-of-7 series. Hubert Davis hit 2 free throws with 2 seconds left to win it. Davis was asked if he was nervous standing at the line.
I'll tell you, this is as scared as I've ever been in my life.
But he hit them anyway, so Game 6 will be in Chicago on Friday night. You're an idiot. NBA tonight, Denver looks...
Very nice, Lou.
There's a road in Spanish
Imus in the morning.
2020 sports.
Oh, it's a very big win. I'm happy that we were able to pull it out. Patrick Ewing and the Knicks beat the Bulls. Talk more, Charles. I know that. Yes.
Over from the Archdiocese, His Eminence, John Cardinal O'Connor,
Put the earring in your... Get it out there, you.
with the New York Lotto numbers. Good morning, Cardinal O'Connor.
Good morning, Godlad. Been a long time, Mr. Marge.
Yes, it has.
Not long enough, you cradle robbing cadaver, you Jesus.
That will be fine.
The winning numbers in the New York State Lottery is as follows.
That's why you're here, to report those, and that's it.
So how are things going for the I-Man here and Meet the Putz?
Where are the numbers?
Taking a little heat from the big league media for being a low-rent social retard that you are, right?
Well, I guess a little.
Enough of the bull shenanigans. I'll tell you what's really offensive.
What?
Really offensive is listening to the likes of Nina Totenberg.
Well,
The beast of the Beltway.
leave her alone.
Yak on about this or that. Ad nauseam, be Jesus. What's vulgar is the sound of your cocaine-damaged nostrils wheezing in the background, I tell you that. Seeing as your salary, you pigeon-chested pedophile here.
Pigeon-chested pedophile?
The daily number.
Well, what are they?
109.
All right, 109.
Speaking of bad taste, Mr. Lamar.
Yes?
I think it was NBC. At the big movie of the week Sunday night. About a woman with breast cancer, be Jesus.
Well, now, I hope we're not going to take this where I think we're going to take it.
They actually call it My Breast.
Yes?
I guess we're lucky she didn't have rectum cancer, be Jesus.
That's not necessary.
My arse on TV, I tell you.
Cardinal O'Connor,
Can't wait for the movie about prostate cancer.
that will be fine.
Greener, be Jesus. Sick.
Didn't I ask you about this?
Let me ask you this, Mr. Marr.
What?
What do you get when you cross a crooked politician with a crooked lawyer?
I don't know.
Chelsea Clinton, PG, I tell you that. The win phone number. Win phone number.
Oh, that's a great one.
0928.
What was that again? That was good.
Dumb fat.
That will be fine. We don't need to resort to vulgarity here.
All right, boys and girls. Cardinal, come up with a little springtime limerick for you out there.
Oh, good. I like the springtime limericks.
Got it on the radio, boys and
All
girls.
right, we're all gathered around.
We call it Hope and Despair.
Hope and despair.
I yes, Clinton's in trouble.
Oh, you have, Cardinal, we've talked about this for 5 years. We have to talk a little louder.
A little disappointed, Mr. Mark.
What?
I thought by now you'd be dead, be Jesus.
Well, let's just do our little limerick.
Yes, Clinton's in trouble as we approach the summer. But the I-Man's alive, and that's a bummer. Paula Sue's Bill says she knows what's in his shorts. But what if the evidence won't stand up in the court?
Well, fine.
The I-Man to marry before much time elapses. Let's wish on his big day that the good one collapses. From his BJ from PJ in exchange for a job. Hey, what's D.D. Myers done for this slob?
That'll be fine.
So there's hope in the air. Do not despair. Al Gore in 94. No more I jive in 95.
That was it?
It went...
Well, that was really pretty weak in the end there, Cardinal.
Thank you this time, Mr. Mars.
Yeah.
What do you get when you turn a blonde upside down, be Jesus?
I don't want to know.
A brunette with bad breath, I tell you.
Have a go.
What phone number? The picture number is as follows.
I asked you
7,
about
10, 16, 17, 23, 24, 27, 24, 25, 38, 44, 47, 52, 53, 64, 65, 68, 70, 77, 79. The big jackpot this Wednesday night, hey, Mr. Marr.
What is it?
Be a few $1 million a quid.
Well, how many million?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 BGs. We can't tell right now, Mr. Marr.
Okay,
Which
fine.
does them along and why?
All right, which doesn't belong why?
Which of them along and why?
Okay.
A. Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
B. Calvin Klein.
Calvin Klein.
C. Hey, Mr. Lamar. Which of them along and why?
Well, obviously, Calvin Klein. Yeah.
Wrong, you two-legged bag of puss, you.
Oh, come on.
Well, all three of these horny deviants are noted for suavely dropping their trousers in hotel rooms.
Yeah.
The answer is A. Bill Clinton doesn't belong because unlike the other two, Bill Clinton doesn't bend over after dropping his drawers.
That will be fine.
Move along, go on ahead now.
John Cardinal O'Connor here on the Imus in the Morning program, and
Take that earring out, you little...
that's why he's not on very often. There you go. It's 20 minutes past the hour here in New York City, and now with more news.
WFAN Highway Patrol.
The following is a paid political resurrection.
Here now, billionaire industrialist and founder of the grassroots political organization United We Stand, H. Ross Perot.
Imus, you read it in the Wall Street Journal. Headline, big question of the political year, whatever happened to Ross Perot?
Yeah.
Answer, he's right here, still a factor, smiling and dialing. Where have I been? Hiding. Had that disastrous debate with Al Gore on NAFTA, and now nobody gives a squat in the drinking trough about it. I'm ready to roll. So, will Perot be a factor this fall? Does a frog fart in formaldehyde in biology class? We're also looking at 96, Imus. Why am I telling you all this instead of Larry King?
Yeah.
Because he can't stay married long enough to hold a conversation with. That's why. There's Larry getting hitched and unhitched faster than a mule team with a case of the rear-hatched Grizzlies, humiliating everybody who ever had anything to do with it. And that includes me. Did you hear about his divorce paper exhibits?
Oh, yeah.
What did he need a sex disease document for, along with 17 kinds of physicians that specialize in trench dick, or hoof and penis disease, or whatever?
Well.
What have he been doing? Getting in a pile with Paula Corbin-Jones, 3 Sal's, and Madonna? Oh, wait a minute now. That'd be 5 Sal's. My mistake. Anyway, I'm switching allegiance to you, Imus. Let's talk issues. Did he drop his pants, or didn't he? He says he didn't. But that dog don't hunt. Might lick itself, but he don't hunt. Because even though I despise the man, I'd still hate to think he's going through all this grief now without having got some lipstick on his dipstick. That'd just be sad.
Yeah.
But enough about him. Let's talk about me. Now look at this bar graph. This is the PPPP poll, Imus. You know what that stands for?
No.
Projected Perot Political Potential. And here's what it says. Just let me get my pointer here. Now, this icon of a penis standing tall represents me. The numbers down this side represent where I am, and the numbers across here are where I'm going, see?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm down here at the base in 1994, but I'm heading right here to the tippy top in 1996.
Right.
Already got a slogan. See what you think.
Right.
Perot, a 96 Grand Prix. That's P-R-I-X, Imus. That's me, on the track, leading the pack.
Well, first of all, the word is pronounced pre.
Now, how do you get pre out of pricks, Imus?
Well?
Forgive me, but leave the grammarizing to Bill Sapphire and Dan Quayle, okay?
Fine.
Anyway, if the temptation had been to conclude that Perot was washed out to sea somehow, you got your head where a pencil flashlight would do a lot more good. If you counted me out, you can't count. Much obliged for being on your show.
Ross Perot here in the Imus Morning Program. Delbert McClinton will be at Bubba and Bugs in North Augusta, South Carolina on Friday night. Sing a song, son! Come on now, boy! White boy, sing the blues. Oh, no, no, baby. Right. Oh, yeah. But I don't love nobody else. Good God Almighty! Dear Clinton! Here on the Imus in the Morning Program.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, great Imus in the morning.
There are more because there's no better time to buy America's best room air conditioner. So get the best selection at pre-season prices. Get a Frederick. Get a cash rebate up to $100 depending on the model you buy. But that's not all you get. Ask anybody. A Frederick may cost a little more, but you get so much more. Known the world over for quality, dependability, and energy efficiency. So don't wait. Buy your Frederick air conditioner now. Get up to $100 back from Frederick during our once-a-year pre-season sale.
Call change, Frederick Air Conditioners. Call change, Frederick Air Conditioners.
See your authorized Frederick dealer today. He's in the yellow pages.
Some say
Hey, Bubba, check it out. Star Trek The Next Generation is going off the air.
good. That sucks.
That's not. It's cool.
I like Star Trek The Old Generation. You know, the one with the fat dude with the bad toupee who's on Rescue 911.
Well, this one has a cool blind dude who, wears a cheese grater over his eyes.
He sucks. The doctor who, everybody he touched, died, he was cool. Damn it, Jim, he's dead.
Well, on The Next Generation, there was this chick who, could see the future.
Well, then she should have known they were going to get canceled.
Beam me up to the holodeck.
You should, beam up to the homo deck. You're such a wuss. You're like one of those queer science friction dudes.
I'm not. I just like space and planets and stuff.
called Uranus?
Why did they name a planet after my anus?
I don't know. I think it had something to do with asteroids.
But I don't have them anymore. I got this special ointment. Highway Patrol.
Good morning, Mr. Marshall.
Yeah. So what's the morning?
Oh, what's up, boys? I am Mike back with the mic in my hand. Got a message for all you toothless wordsmiths. Well, I've been accused of being inflammatory by all of these PC punks who just looking to make a story. But they are the ones who should be apologizing for all of that boring rhetoric and liberal proselytizing. When all I was trying to do was give the president advice so Paula Corbin Jones wouldn't turn into Donna Rice. Bubba's got a reputation for acting hot to trot. Doing a 90s version, the Camelot. Suffice to say, my remarks are considered risque, causing Judy Woodruff for Monica Moss dismay. What all these sweetheart columnists don't appear to know is that they aren't listening to your mother's morning show. They so uptight, suck up till you chuck up, but sitting right beside you just waiting for you to screw up. So in retrospect, if you had asked me so, I should have laid up Paula Jones and pimp slap Shapiro. Pimp slap the Mo. All the nasty things he said, pimp slap the Mo. Smack him upside the head, pimp slap the Mo. Pimp slap the Mo. Pimp slap the Mo. Cause he said I wasn't chic, pimp slap the Mo. For his hideous critique, pimp slap the Mo. Is he a journalistic geek? Pimp slap the Mo. Pimp slap the Mo. Pimp slap the Mo.
Charles belongs to the Methodist Church out in Wayne, New Jersey. Yeah. Do you people believe that you can only go to heaven if you accept Jesus Christ as that's forgiveness for your sins? Yes. And accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior. Is that the only way that you can get to heaven? Yes. So then Jews can't get to heaven. Muslim to Muslims.
That is our belief. When to go in heaven.
What did he say? Shut up, Bernard.
Imus, this ain't your mother's morning show.
Is it Russ Salzberg?
Did I hear you say correctly earlier that Jews believe everybody can go to heaven?
Yeah.
I would say to you, there is not a Jew on the face of this earth that would think you, the I-Man, can go to heaven.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Highway Patrol.
All right, here now on the Imus the Morning program, nationally syndicated gossip columnist Liz Smith. Good morning, Liz.
Barbara's concert tour is packing them in all over the country, with people paying the equivalent of the GNP in Japan just for the privilege of listening to her sing her greatest hits and recite her tedious, tightly scripted, spontaneous stage banner.
I'm fine.
Which, by the way, scrolls across the myriad teleprompters set up along the proscenium, complete with the lyrics to the aforementioned musical repertoire. I don't know, but at $500 a pop to sit in a balcony, I don't think it's too much to ask that a pop star know the words to her own f***ing song. Excuse me, Ms. B, but isn't that part of your job description?
Yeah.
I mean, who paid to see Evel Knievel if he used training wheels? We certainly wouldn't have tolerated Michael Jordan lugging a stepladder up and down the court.
No.
Yes, me, too many megastars have turned their personal appearances and live performances into events tantamount to an audience with the Pope. Streisand, Sinatra, the Stones, all sit upon bodies of definitive work that speak for themselves.
Yeah.
And yet they insist on cheapening the oeuvre by trotting it out in lackluster presentations, and then expect to get an additional $30 a piece for the T-shirts. Barbara and Frank can't remember the words to songs that we know by heart. They sleepwalk through and read cue cards, yet they must think it's worth it for us just to be in their presence and bask in their glory.
Right.
Well, why don't they just lip sync while they're at it? Why not just go full tilt virtual reality and let us watch a hologram? Pay no attention to that person behind the curtain. I am the great and powerful Oz. But I guess we only have ourselves to blame. Mick Jagger, at 50-something, looks positively ridiculous, shimmying to the strains of Street Fighting Man, and yet I'm sure he wouldn't subject himself to that kind of embarrassment if we weren't shelling out the shekels to watch him do it.
No.
But where does it end? With Ron Delsner promoting his funeral? It's not far from conceivable, as the humongous box office receipts for the recently released Brandon Lee film The Crow will attest. Not only will people pay to see a movie about a dead guy, they'll even pay
mortgage my house to see you in that position, Imus.
Shut up.
And trust me, Fred would make a mint on the T-shirt concession at that event.
Speaking of Fred, you know, Father's Day is coming up here June 9th.
Turn on channel 2. A bad gunslinger calls out his ammo with a chains and post we slew. We trapped her in the old sawmill and said with an evil laugh.
If you don't give energy to your ranch, I'll saw you all in half.
And then he grabbed her, and then he tied her up, and then he turned on the buzzsaw, and then...
Along with Imus in the morning. Change, electric air conditioner. Call change, electric air conditioner.
See your authorized Frederick dealer today. He's in the yellow pages. Tonight.
Dave, game 5 now,
In the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
This is Gary.
Oh, baby, is there a lot of ways?
Rangers beat the Devils in double overtime. Good morning. This is Mike Reed in Sports. Why are we playing that? Just like the song. Well, okay. At the Meadowlands, Rangers a 3-2 wins. Stephane Matteau scores the game winner 6:13 into the second overtime. But Rangers coach Mike Keenan was acting strange afterwards. Keenan commenting on the Imus in the Morning program, claiming the producer of the show was too hostile towards the host of the program.
There's no need for Bernie to try to break somebody's neck.
Keenan's Rangers lead the series 2-1. Hopefully he'll be okay by that. Game 4 tomorrow at the Meadowlands. You know, here's the thing about this series is...
Hey, Beavis, check it out. There's a chick on TV who says she, saw the president's tweeter.
Cole, did he, show it to her in the movies? Like Pee-wee?
Nah, I think he had some Secret Service dudes bring her into the presidential showroom, and then, he pulled down his pants, and they played Hail to the Chief.
Cole, oh, say, can you see my joint?
And, now, she's making him pay $700,000 for harassment.
How come he, showed her his tweeter for free, but, he has to pay to check out her ass?
No, you butt wipe. She's suing him.
He should have charged her to look at his tweeter.
You're such a stain. She's suing him for damages.
Damages to his tweeter?
I don't know. I guess so.
So, where's he gonna get $700,000?
They'll probably have a bake sale or something. His wife will have to, bake cookies.
How can this chick prove she saw his tweeter?
She says she can describe distinguishing characteristics in his gentle area.
Like what?
I don't know. I guess he has, a birthmark shaped like Kennedy's head.
Yeah. Or Lincoln. He puts a hat on it.
Yeah. Built-in beard, dude.
Good morning, Cardinal O'Connor.
Good morning, God bless. Been a long time, Mr. Marr.
Yes, it has.
Not long enough, you cradle-robbing cadaver, you Jesus.
That will be fine.
The winning numbers in the New York State Lottery is as follows.
That's why you're here, to report those, and that's it.
What's vulgar is the sound of your cocaine-damaged nostrils wheezing in the background, I tell you that. Seeing as your salary, you pigeon-chested pedophile, you.
Imus, this ain't your mother's morning show.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Marr.
What?
What do you get when you cross a crooked politician with a crooked lawyer?
I don't know.
Chelsea Clinton, did you? I tell you that. The win-for number.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
How is it that some...
Nah, that's just his real neck.
I talked to Anna Quinlan yesterday. You know what she told me her favorite part of this program is? Anna Quinlan's favorite part of this program? Cardinal O'Connor.
Oh, man.
That's the Anna Quinlan. Anna.
She's off the wagon.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning. Russ Salzberg's here. Good morning, Russ.
Good morning.
I am.
Good. What are you telling that kid he has to wait till almost 11 o'clock to watch me?
That's when you're on.
All right, High Pockets.
You know what I like about Channel 9 is they not only let that woman come in and clean up the studio, but they let her anchor the newscast too.
Very classy there, man.
Where's my copy at?
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
Good morning, Russ. My friends, Mondo Dittos to you all. It is I, the undisputed king of conservatives, supreme ruler of the reactionary right, Rush Limbaugh. Talent on a closed-end lease from God with a big balloon payment due. What now? Well, as a member of my Mosback minions, you are entitled to certain perks.
You could never have a good series after doing that. I think Pippen has had a poor series, not just because of the fourth quarter. He has scored between 23 and 25 points every game, but the problem I have, Dog, is it is not what I think is the Pippen game because the rebounds are down, the assists are down, and the crunch time shot hasn't been there. He needs to step it up big time in my mind. Yep.
Breaking the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Get ready, soccer fans.
Clock. Knicks, Rangers, their season could be over by the next time I talk to you, or they could be into the next exciting round of the playoffs. We shall see. Lots of tension, lots of excitement, and boy, I'm looking forward to tonight and tomorrow. Catch you again next Saturday. Have a great week, and thanks to Mike Hayes. That's what's happening. I'm Vince DeLisi with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
The new Wet Dog, brought to you by the Tri-State GMC truck dealers on the Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Chicago is the place. Good to have you aboard on this Saturday here in New York. We're in Chicago, obviously back in the city. At 718-937-6666. That's your 2A Sports Talk. Set up a number as we talk to you about the next Bulls. The game 7 is tomorrow. Good morning there, Michael. It's an absolute delight to see you on a Saturday morning working your rightful place in your little spot. Ready to do a talk show. Good morning. How are you?
I feel like I'm in somebody else's house. I wouldn't blink an eye. So the Knicks win tomorrow. I still don't think they'll beat the team out of the West.
Yeah, you know, might win the championship right here. 4-0.
If they win tomorrow, they will be very, very tough to beat the rest of the way. Unbelievable.
More to do when we come back after the top. Don't go away. No. To be in the 70s. Current Central Park temperature, 68 degrees, sunny skies. And that's what's happening. This is Ian Eagle with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station of New York Rangers hockey.
Live from Chicago, it's Mike and the Mad Dog, brought to you by the Tri-State GMC truck dealers on the Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York. Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Back on the Fan, Mike and the Mad Dog with you. Good to have you aboard. As we talked about the world of sports, you got a busy day on the Fan today with all the baseball. You got a Game 7 on. You got 2 Game 7s and the Preakness and the Ranger game. It's a tremendous day of sports in New York City. Rangers Devils at Game 4 tonight. Of course, Rangers lead the series 2 games to 1 after Marteau's go in the second overtime on Thursday night. And the Devils... How about your input at 718-937-6666? A lot to cover today, including the Preakness. Rangers, Devils tonight. Yankees and Mets, they're both in action. Yankees this afternoon. The Mets tonight. We'll have it for you here on the Fan starting at 6:30. Another Game 7 in the Western Conference. Denver, can they continue their magical ride through the postseason? And, of course, Knicks Bulls. We'll talk to you on the phones after the update with Bob Husler. Just because... With 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball. 4:06 on the Fan. Welcome back, Ian Eagle. 6
taking you until 6:30 tonight. Mets and Phillies hit the fan at that point. Eddie Coleman has Mets Extra for you live from Veterans Stadium. 718-937-6666. Talking to you on the telephones. Of course, we'll keep you updated. Denver and Utah. That's a Game 7 in the Western Conference. Houston has already advanced to the conference finals with a 10-point victory over the Phoenix Suns.
We're still trying.
Gotta look good, gotta look bad, gotta look cool, can't look like a fool. Gotta get pumped, gotta look tough, gotta take off, gotta check out the stuff.
At Modell's, you'll always save big on the best names in sneakers. Check out the hottest styles from Nike, Reebok, LA Gear, Adidas, Asics, Converse, and more at the lowest prices anywhere, guaranteed. Because if you find the same item for less, Modell's will match the price and refund 25% of the difference. That's the Mo for Less guarantee. Call 1-800-ASK-MODELLS for the Mo's nearest you.
Gotta have it now, gotta have it fast, gotta have it right, and you know it's gotta last. Gotta look good, gotta look bad, gotta get real, gotta check out the deal.
Gotta go to Mo's. Gotta go to Mo's, yeah. Gotta go to Mo's. Gotta go to Mo's.
Bill Daughtry just make his life miserable. Coming up in the next hour, a guy who was beat up, pushed around. His life was made miserable on occasion, but more often than not, Bob Lanier got the better of the other guy. Number 16 from the Detroit Pistons will be joining us in the next hour as we roll on a hoops and hockey edition of Bagels and Baseball with you on the Fan.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
I'm Vince DeLisi with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Rangers hockey.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
On cue from Vince DeLisi, I tell you. Good morning, Bill Daughtry at 718-937-6666. A hoops and hockey edition of Bagels and Baseball. If that ain't a mouthful, we'll give the number again. 718-937-6666. First hour, we chatted with the Earl of Baltimore, Earl Weaver. A segment that I thought was just much too short. It was like, boom, there and gone that quick. Bob Lanier will be with us in the next hour. He's doing the Nixon Bulls on NBA radio today. You can hear Game 7 Nixon Bulls on WEBD until the completion of the Mets-Philadelphia broadcast, which comes your way. Mets Extra with Howie Rose at 105. Immediately following that, basketball on the Fan. Game 7, Nixon Bulls at the Garden.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
Today, right now, and that's what's happening. I'm Vince DeLisi with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Mets baseball.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
Good morning, 11:05 on the Fan at 718-937-6666. Bill Daughtry with you, chatting hoops and hockey on what is normally known as Bagels and Baseball. Well, what the heck, let's get right to the hoops portion of things. Number 16, Hall of Famer, great player with the Detroit. Well, should be an interesting game. Anyway, we'll be back to chat with you for another hour or so here on the Fan. Right now, it is time for my occasional partner, strapping in the headphones, the co-star of Friday Night Hoops, Ian Eagle with your 2020 Sports Flash at high noon on the Fan.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
It's the issues of the day. Here is Imus and Washington's dead political analyst, Richard M. Nixon.
Man. At the risk of being accused of whining while dead. No chit-chat, no tune, no Imus in the morning, nothing, okay? Because even in my state of ultimate demise here, they're doing it again, Dono. Backing Dick Nixon into a corner. Eviscerated by this quisling, who I thought was my friend, H.R. Haldeman. I mean, everything seems set. The revisionist history was being written. I regained all that stature and everything. Had that boss funeral, with Reagan, Bush, Ford, the Georgia peanut vendor, and the Arkansas pantload, everybody there. Nice band, nice box, and I'm gone. Planted, doing the subterranean samba, with everybody conceding that maybe I wasn't such a bad guy after all. And what happens? Blindsided. The Halderman diaries get dumped on me like a pigeon taking a dookie right in the middle of your Cheerios. I mean, what a crummy 4 or 5 weeks. Like having a stroke wasn't bad enough in the first place. You're damn right there was a cancer growing in my presidency, but it wasn't Watergate. It was Halderman. To hell with the tapes. I should have set him on fire. This Nazi tailing me with a Kodak and a notebook, logging every time I had to scratch my butt or whatever. Well, I'm glad he's dead. He can't be dead enough to suit me. If I could locate the bastard up here, I'm going to make him deader, if that's possible. Why the Halderman diaries now, anyway? What happened to the Packwood diaries? Why all this focus on this flat top and his distortions, huh? Tell all those people down there to concentrate on current stuff, like Rostenkowski going down. He might as well be dead, because he is over, man. Out of there. Zipped. Believe me, Dick Nixon knows when it's over, okay? But at least he looks well, doesn't he? Jesus. Have another scotch, Rusty. All right, buddy? Could this arrogant clown look any more like a lush? Tip O'Neill nose sticking out of that blowfish face, sitting all alone in a motel room in his underwear somewhere, pouring Cutty Sark into a styrofoam cup, and reading a paper whose headline reads, Ex-House Ways and Means Committee Chairman, fugitive, believed holed up in Virginia Red Roof Inn. He's over. And so, concomitantly, is the Clinton healthcare plan. Question regarding that, if I may. You've got, 37 million Americans who don't have coverage? Right. Okay, give it to them. And leave the other 200 million Americans alone. How hard is this? Bellevue to Bubber. Hello? Is the doctor in, for crying out loud? Jeez. And the final item regarding Bubber, lose the whining act. He's complaining that there are powerful forces out there, man, trying to undo the results of the last election. Please, spare. Though I bet I know who's leading those dark forces against him. The powerful belt and suspenders lobby. Worried that he'll start a new fashion trend, wearing your pants around your ankles. And that's an unflinching look through a stiff Dick's eye today, Dono. That of Dick Nixon, a late president of the United States. So finding that death is the only aspect of the human condition that is not yet subsidized by congressional Democrats.
I am Imus in the morning. It's 27 after the hour here in...
Knicks finally beat the Bulls. Good morning. This is Mike Green with sports. The Bulls are dead. Friend Rush Limbaugh with his 1994 generic commencement address.
You have come to a milestone in your young lives. You have just completed a course of studies that now entitles you to a degree, and with it all the approbatory rights and privileges thereof. And although I am honored to be the commencement speaker for your graduation exercises, you will not hear me deliver the usual cliché-ridden inspirational address. I will not rely upon platitudes which state that you are the future of America, and the fate of the world now rests upon your shoulders. Because if that were true, if the forward movement of this country were indeed dependent upon our nation's youth, and you young men and women were all we had to offer, I'd put my lips around the hefty barrel of an AK-47 assault weapon while I still had the chance. You're not even ready to be set loose in the real world without spotters, let alone be appointed as its saviors. What criteria have you met in order to be endowed with the reins of society? Some laminated sheet of recycled newsprint that says you are now a bachelor of some kind or other art or science? At what art or science are you so proficient that qualifies you as the new representatives for the American way of life? The only art you're masters of is the ancient art of plagiarism. And any so-called knowledge of science begins and ends with the physics of shotgunning a can of beer. You've led sheltered, institutionalized lives these past 4 years. You've initiated no thought of your own. You've been told what to do and think by those far more qualified than you. You were told what books to read and papers to write, and at which seating in the dining hall you were to eat. The only initiation you've experienced is carrying a cocktail weenie in your buttocks to class in order to become a member of the Delta Sig House. So don't flatter yourself and think that those of us who are the keepers of the flame will be looking for guidance or leadership from a group of vapid, self-absorbed, untried bantlings with terminal acne whose standard bearer is Kurt Cobain. Relax. Backpack across Europe until you're 30 for all I care. It's not like you're going to find a job, so you may as well just continue your abecedarian dilettante's tour of life. Yeah. Because, to be honest, we don't want you anywhere near anyone or anything of any consequence. For the last time, we let some inexperienced, immature, wet-behind-the-ears, greenhorn goofball take charge. He became president. More after this. Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah. On the opposite to be in a program.
Coming up Saturday night, Delbert McClinton at the 19th Street Warehouse in Lubbock, Texas. Sunday night at Thompson Park in Amarillo. Here the boy be now.
Giving it up for your love, everybody. Giving it up for your love right now.
Sing the song, son.
Giving it up for your love, I said everybody. Giving it up for your love right now.
How old were you when you had your first sexual experience?
I was 17. We had tried for about 6 months and it didn't work. But then eventually we did. And it was underneath a shrub.
So you liked him or something?
Oh, he was great. We revisit the shrub occasionally.
Are you married to him?
No, he's still a friend.
Does your husband know about this?
Well, he's heard the story. He thought it was pretty fun.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Well, what a shrub.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
How come you didn't wind up marrying him?
I did. He didn't want to marry me.
This is a good lesson for all of the little boys and girls who listen to the Imus Morning program, especially little girls. Don't be forking over those so quick, because the same thing will happen to you to happen to poor Karen here, right?
Yeah.
Diane or whatever.
That's right.
Good thing it wasn't me. I can't even remember your name.
Oh, du jour, right?
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Big guy, how you doing?
Don't hype big guy me, Senator. Still think Les Athen ought to resign?
Oh, you know, he said that when questions that Senator D'Amato asked for your resignation, he said, well, that's politics. He's the political prostitute in the situation, and he should be thrown right out on his ass. Well, I mean, and then he said, oh, well, I got paid to make that decision, and had I known what would have happened. Well, you jackass. What do you think they asked you for 4 tanks for?
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
So, what are you going to do with $1 million you raised, by the way?
Well, we'll go out for dinner, and we've set up a needy Italian family fund. Sometimes we have to take care of our old age. Prudent planning, you know.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland.
The buzzard bites my weenie.
Imus in the morning.
Look who's here, Charles. Who is it? Tim Shriver. Oh, my God. Who's here for? How are you, Jimmy?
Morning.
Did we have a way to get Tim some headphones and stuff?
I'm bringing it right
so can
now.
hear the hideous thing for saying about him? No, you can adjust the volume there, Tim, with the thing that says headset. No, the other one. Headphone. Thank you. None of you people can try.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I have not ever taken a penny from Special Olympics. Just so you know, I get paid actually to work in the schools, which brings me back to Governor Florida. I didn't appreciate Bo Dietl snoring on the politician, but...
Why don't you tell both of us? Maybe you
I just told him. I just told him in the eye. I just told him.
What's the name of that bridge your uncle drove over with?
That would be fine.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Thousands of folks, all the heat, the humidity, and just when you wanted some relief with a new energy-efficient air conditioner, they were all sold out. Well, you can be ready for another hot, sticky season, plus get cash back during the annual Frederick pre-season sale, because there's no better time to buy America's best room air conditioner. So get the best selection at pre-season prices. Get a Frederick. get a cash rebate up to $100 depending on the model you buy. But that's not all you get. Ask anybody. A Frederick may cost a little more, but you get so much more. Known the world over for quantity, dependability, and energy efficiency. So don't wait. Buy your Frederick air conditioner now. Get up to $100 back from Frederick during our once-a-year pre-season sale.
Go change, Frederick air conditioners. Go change, Frederick air conditioners.
See your authorized Frederick dealer today. He's in the yellow pages.
Mike and the Mad Dog on Sports Radio 66. The Fan, WFAN.
They have. We're giving away tickets to Game 1 of the Knicks Pacers next hour.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
As they go around the final turn, Pav Diller's box with the lead. The I-Dog has dead aim on the outside. Here comes Don Imus to win it.
Third straight win for the Wonder Dog. Good morning. This is my favorite sports. This past weekend at Wonderland Track in Boston, Don Imus, another victory. So how ironic is it, and by the way, appropriate, that at a dog track, somebody has named a dog after me. Of course, now if the dog were running in New York, it would be running third.
Imus, this ain't your mother's morning show.
Have you ever been on a radio before? Can't you just go along? Well, no, I can't. No, I can't, because
Dog after you, a jackass.
And there goes the horse's ass. Number 3.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
I'm Eileen Marchese Cohen for the 9X Mobile Fan Highway Patrol.
And now with comment and observation on headline issues of the day, here is Imus and Washington's dead political analyst, Richard M. Nixon. At the risk of being accused of whining while dead, no chit-chat, no tune, no Imus in the mood, nothing, okay? Because even in my state of ultimate demise here, they're doing it again, Dono, backing Dick Nixon into a corner, eviscerated by this quisling, who I thought was my friend, H.R. Halderman. I mean, everything seemed set. The revisionist history was being written. I regained all that stature and everything. Had that boss funeral, you know, with Reagan, Bush, Ford, the Georgia peanut vendor, and the Arkansas pentload, everybody there. Nice band, nice box, and I'm planted, doing the subterranean samba, with everybody conceding that maybe I wasn't such a bad guy after all. And what happens? Blindsided. The Halderman diaries get dumped on me like a pigeon taking a dookie right in the middle of your chariot. I mean, what a crummy 4 or 5 weeks. Like having a stroke wasn't bad enough in the first place. You're damn right there was a cancer growing on my presidency, but it wasn't Watergate. It was Halderman. To hell with the tapes. I should have set him on fire. This Nazi tailing me with a Kodak and a notebook, logging every time I had to scratch my butt or whatever. Well, I'm glad he's dead. He can't be dead enough to suit me. If I can locate the bastard up here, I'm going to make him deader, if that's possible. Why the Halderman diaries now, anyway? What happened to the Bagwood diaries? Why all this focus on this flat top and his distortions, huh? Well, tell all those people down there to concentrate on current stuff, like Rostenkowski going down. He might as well be dead, because he is over, man. Out of there. Zipped. Believe me, Dick Nixon knows when it's over, okay? But at least he looks well, doesn't he? Jesus. Have another scotch, Rusty. All right, buddy? Did this arrogant clown look any more like a lush, Tip O'Neill nose sticking out of that blowfish face, sitting all alone in a motel room in his underwear somewhere, pouring Cutty Sark into a styrofoam cup, and reading a paper whose headline reads, Ex-House Ways and Means Committee Chairman, fugitive, believed holed up in Virginia Red Roof Inn. He's over. And so, concomitantly, is the Clinton health care plan. Question regarding that, if I may. You've got, 37 million Americans who don't have coverage? Right. Okay, give it to them. And leave the other 200 million Americans alone. How hard is this? Bellevue to Bubber. Hello? Is the doctor in, for crying out loud? Jeez. And the final item regarding Bubber, lose the Whining Act. He's complaining that there are powerful forces out there, Ivan, trying to undo the results of the last election. Please, spare though I know who's leading those dark forces against him. The powerful belt and suspenders lobby, worried that he'll start a new fashion trend, wearing your pants around your ankles. And that's an unflinching look through a stiff Dick's eye today, Dono. That of Dick Nixon, a late president of the United States, reminding that death is the only aspect of the human condition that is not yet subsidized by congressional Democrats.
You can say all that you want, but I'm going to tell you something. Did you ever hear Tom Precious? Did you ever hear Tom Precious?
Improper, inappropriate manner for the personal gain of
No, wait a minute. He never said for my personal gain. And that's you putting that in there.
Your brother was indicted.
You want to know
for
something?
misuse of the office.
Well, let me
denying that your brother was indicted.
I'm going to, misuse of your office. Don't make me jump early.
Using your stationery.
Shut up! Imus in the morning.
Or generic commencement address.
My friends, you have come to a milestone in your young lives. You have just completed a course of studies that now entitles you to a degree, and with it all the approbatory rights and privileges thereof. And although I am honored to be the commencement speaker for your graduation exercises, you will not hear me deliver the usual cliché-written inspirational address.
Good.
I will not rely upon platitudes which state that you are the future of America, and the fate of the world now rests upon your shoulders. Because if that were true, if the forward movement of this country were indeed dependent upon our nation's youth, and you young men and women were all we had to offer, I'd put my lips around the hefty barrel of an AK-47 assault weapon while I still had the chance. You're not even ready to be set loose in the real world without spotters, let alone be appointed as its saviors. What criteria have you met in order to be endowed with the reins of society?
None.
Some laminated sheet of recycled newsprint that says you are now a bachelor of some kind or other art or science? At what art or science are you so proficient that qualifies you as the new representatives for the American way of life? The only art you're masters of is the ancient art of plagiarism. And any so-called knowledge of science begins and ends with the physics of shotgunning a can of beer. You've led sheltered, institutionalized lives these past 4 years. You've initiated no thought of your own. You've been told what to do and think by those far more qualified than you. You were told what books to read and papers to write, and at which seating in the dining hall you were to eat. The only initiation you've experienced is carrying a cocktail weenie in your buttocks to class in order to become a member of the Delta Sig House. So don't flatter yourself and think that those of us who are the keepers of the flame will be looking for guidance or leadership from a group of vapid, self-absorbed, untried bantlings with terminal acne whose standard bearer is Kurt Cobain. Relax. Backpack across Europe until you're 30 for all I care. It's not like you're going to find a job, so you may as well just continue your abecedarian dilettante's tour of life. Because, to be honest, we don't want you anywhere near anyone or anything of any consequence. For the last time, we let some inexperienced, immature, wet-behind-the-ears, greenhorn goofball take charge. He became president.
Or after this. Imus in the morning, 2020 sports.
Messier with a drop for low. This team needs to do to win the series.
We have to try to play our best hockey.
There you have it. The voice of reason. Nice, nice hair, Coach. Can't get out.
Imus in the morning. Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
Who's on hold, Bernie?
Fred Imus.
What do you want?
You're the man.
Oh, shut up.
The I-Man is the man. The I-Man is hot. The I-Man is the man.
What is it that you want, Fred?
Want you to play Farewell Party by Gene Watson as long as you're playing records.
Well, I don't have Farewell Party by Gene Watson.
Then you're a jerk, Dan.
Well, wait a minute. Because I don't have a record, I'm a jerk? He was just the man.
Well, there's other reasons, too, that I haven't got time this morning to go into.
But, I mean,
Should have known.
as Charles just pointed out 10 seconds ago, I was the man.
Yeah, you the chump.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning on the Fan.
Well, to take 911 off all these cop cars in El Paso.
Why, Fred?
Because all these Mexicans were coming across the border stealing them, thinking they were Porsches.
Imus in the morning on the Fan. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good evening, it's 5 o'clock. I'm Paul Olden. With my fat friend Scott Muni. Scotzo.
Well, gang, there's a lot of hooky-dooky going down at your local supermarket. The FDA has just approved the first genetically engineered whole food A tomato that is designed through the use of DNA cross-hatching and gene splicing to stay ripe forever.
Fine.
And of course, you got all these she chefs, environmental patients, and macrobiotic holistic hippies up in arms. It's not natural. I tend to agree. What's wrong with the old way? Pick 'em green and then spray 'em with gas to ripen 'em. Yeah, that's much more organic. I don't know about you, but I don't think we need to be doing Dr. Frankenstein with our dinner now, do we? I mean, Mother Nature's done a pretty good job for us so far. Why do we all of a sudden have to start reinventing the garden? This science fiction in the kitchen keeps up. You won't be going to Piggly Wiggly with a shopping list. You'll be bringing the periodic table of the elements. A flounder is a flounder and a rutabaga is a rutabaga for a reason. You start messing with the natural balance of the world and you're playing with fire. Bad enough that with all the pesticides and irradiated plants out there, we end up having vegetables with a half-life. But let's at least keep the vegetables vegetables and the animals animals.
Yeah.
Call me old-fashioned, but I don't think a head of lettuce should have hair. A prickly pear shouldn't actually be a piece of fruit with a bunch of penises growing off it.
Scotto.
I don't know about you, but I certainly wouldn't want to eat an eggplant with a prostate.
Come on.
Who would? Except maybe Jeffrey Dahmer. Have you seen this book his father's written about Jeff as a child boogeyman?
No.
He's apparently dealing with a serious case of the guilt, so we're not recognizing some of the warning signals when Junior was just a nascent burgeoning people eater. Well, I can understand that. I can see where you would think it was normal when you took your 6-year-old to the park and he spent the afternoon biting the heads off pigeons. And I don't necessarily think a red flag should have gone up when, after he played doctor, you'd find a pancreas in the backyard. But I do think that you should have been somewhat suspicious when he asked if he could have his friends over for lunch, and 2 hours later, he was picking eyebrows out from between his teeth.
I am Imus in the morning, and that is Scott Muni, one of the legendary rock and roll disc jockeys in this city, New York. It's a quarter till the hour. Energy efficiency. So don't wait. Buy your Frederick air conditioner now. Get up to $100 back from Frederick during our once-a-year pre-season sale.
Call change, Frederick Air Conditioners. Call change, Frederick Air Conditioners.
See your authorized Frederick dealer today. He's in the yellow pages.
This is the Imus in the Morning program. It's 7 o'clock, WFAN New York. Time for Imus in the Morning News. And in the headlines at this hour...
Fred Imus, what do you want?
You're the man.
Oh, shut up.
The I-Man is the man. The I-Man is hot. The I-Man is the man.
What is it that you want, Fred?
I want you to play Farewell Party by Gene Watson as long as you're playing records.
Well, I don't have Farewell Party by Gene Watson.
Then you're a jerk, Dan.
Well, wait a minute. Because I don't have a record, I'm a jerk? He was just the man.
Well, there's other reasons, too, that I haven't got time this morning to go into.
But, I mean,
Should have known.
as Charles just pointed out 10 seconds ago, I was the man.
Yeah, you're the chump.
Imus, this ain't your mother's morning show.
Well, to take 911 off all these cop cars in El Paso.
Why, Fred?
Because all these Mexicans were coming across the border stealing them, thinking they were Porsches.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Fan Highway Patrol.
Hey, Beavis, check it out. Paula's main squeeze is going to run for president. Paula Carbon Jones is going to run for president?
No, you hamster Heine, the other one.
Jennifer Flowers?
Hillary Rodham, the healthcare babe.
Cool. But, like, if she gets elected, they'll, like, have to change the song to, like, Hail to the Tit.
Yeah, and they'll have to call the Oval Office the Ovum Office.
The Oval Orifice.
And the State of the Union address will, like, really be a dress.
Then, like, we'd have her picture on our money.
Yeah, her head on the 50-cent piece.
On the quarter. On the quarter.
Shave and a haircut, 2 bits.
It'd be cool to have a woman president. Then, like, her husband would be, like, the first man.
I don't know, but I don't think he was the first.
But, like, isn't she, like, supposed to be broke or something? Won't it cost a lot of money to campaign?
Yeah, but she could cut corners. She could always use all those leftover Vote for Bush bumper stickers.
Imus and Butthead here on the Imus in the Morning program, and now on his car phone in Boston, Jay.
I'm alive.
Two real good ones. Game 3 in Washington and Game 2 against the Devils. I can't think. Maybe game 3 against the Doublers. You want to give them that one? 3 games. They haven't played as well as they did in that first Islanders series. I'll tell you that. Coming back a little baseball. So I'll go back.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Now, get up to $100 back from Frederick during our once-a-year preseason sale.
Call change, Frederick Air Conditioners. Call change, Frederick Air Conditioners.
See your authorized Frederick dealer today. He's in the yellow pages.
You know, it doesn't say on the back page, Devils can wrap it up tonight. It says, mark my words.
5 o'clock, we'll Knicks Pacers when we come back, so don't go away.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
The Bank of New York. Hey, thank you, Bill, very much, guys.
Mike and the Mad Dog, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Once I wish Heineken.
And raining. That's what's happening. I'm Paul Molden with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station of New York Mets baseball.
It is 6:05 on the Fan. Good evening, everybody. Iron Eagle taking you until about 6:55 tonight. Ed Coleman comes your way with Mets Extra. Mets and Pirates from Pittsburgh this evening. There was some rain last night. They're expecting some more drizzle tonight. 80% chance of showers in that area. Saberhagen, Wagner. That's your pitching matchup tonight. But that is not the focus of the next 50 minutes or so here on the Fan.
Here now some of the top stories we're following in the Imus and Washington Network newsroom.
I'm David Brinkley of ABC News, joined as always this morning by our regulars, Walter Cronkite. Good evening. And from our bureau in New York, Don Imus. Don, can you hear us?
Hello, David. Yes, I can.
I hope the lung is better.
Well, thank you, David. Actually, a little, although I'm still taking some.
Excuse me for interjecting something here, Imus. My apologies, but nobody gives a flying about your lung. I was just making the sort of inane, trivial, meaningless chit-chat with you that I'm known for in addressing all of my guests.
Fine.
I'd just as soon see your bladder explode, frankly.
Well, thank you.
Here now, some news. President Clinton has formally introduced the Congress and the country to his long-awaited plan for reforming America's health care system. In his address to a joint session of Congress, Mr. Clinton again signaled a willingness to negotiate what appeared to be almost all aspects of the proposal.
Yeah, we'll see. This here is really comprehensive. But me and Hillary don't want to be a couple of hard asses about it. Yeah, I'm just here to please. Something about it you think sucks? Y'all just tell me. I'll tell Hillary. She'll tell Donna Shalala, who'll fax something over to Joyce and Elders, who's got Susan Thomas's paper number, and she's in bed with the insurance providers. Or the EMA. I can't remember which. Maybe it's CMA. No, that's the Country Music Association. Hey, look, we're still a little details challenged. But by next May 1st, we'll be there. Thank you very much.
Meantime, the administration has announced the next phase of its crusade to get out the message on health care, inviting 1,000 citizens-band radio operators to the White House next week.
In Somalia, meanwhile, U.S. troops who last week captured an aide to warlord Farah Aidid, though not the warlord himself, today captured what they described as a neighbor who lives 2 doors away. The mission commander was quoted as saying, well, true, it wasn't General Aidid, but it felt pretty good.
John Demjanjuk has returned to his old home and his old job in Ohio on an automobile assembly line, replacing harmless drivers and passenger side airbag propellant with cyanide gas. Smiling Demjanjuk was quoted as saying, "It's good to be back on the job." And finally, more irritation seems certain for the Clinton White House. Ross Perot is getting his own talk show on the cable channel CNBC. Talk Live with Ross Perot debuts this weekend, and Perot discussed it during his latest appearance on the CNN program Larry King Sucks.
Larry, this is what I've been waiting for. A world-class opportunity to become a permanent burr under the saddle of that sissified trouser stain in the White House you're always kissing up to. In fact, now that I'm getting my own show, let me tell you something. It's just sad, but you suck. The way you kiss everybody's flapping butt cheeks makes me wonder what it is you're slicking your hair down with. When Perot goes on the air, he won't kiss up to nobody. And you know why? I'm rich. I got more money than a Mogadishu dictator. Why, hell, Larry, I could have you killed. Ross Perot keeping score for 94. You want
That upset me. The other thing that upset me is find out you had a grandfather that lived till 92.
He didn't snort half in Peru, though, Mike, so there's hope.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
My poor grandfather. We had him in a home there in Palm Springs, California, because it was a nice area, and he liked it there. He was 90, and the doctors were trying to get him to stop smoking.
That's good. Cut down on fat. Yeah, really. Start running. Jesus. You gotta have more fiber. Grandpa Imus? Go with the 2% milk, all right, Grandpa?
It's past the hour. So Mike Francesa doesn't like Russ Salzberg at all.
No, who does?
So we resent that because I happen to like Russ. He says filthy things in front of my assistant, Liesel.
Ribs his crotch every 2 seconds.
Yeah, you know,
I say that in front of Liesel because she would like to say it about you.
No, she wouldn't.
Enjoys me saying it about you.
Liesel loves me.
No, she hates you.
No, she doesn't.
No, but trust me, she loves working here because she likes the people who work around you. She hates you.
She doesn't hate me.
Imus, this ain't your mother's morning show.
Liesel.
Yeah?
Do I ever say please to you?
Occasionally.
Do you hate me?
Yes.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Flow from the bridge to the 150s. C&D trains are...
The following is another in a series of paid political resurrections by billionaire industrialist H. Ross Perot.
First off, a confession. I have a capitalist too. You want to see it?
No.
I didn't think so. Let's move on. And right there, Imus, you have just seen an example of the new Ross Perot. He's lighter, willing to not take himself so seriously, ready to be the butt of a belly laugh from time to time. The new Perot, who learned a thing or two from his first dabbling into big-time politics, who's not nearly so thin-skinned, who's big enough now to roll with the punches.
Not big, you're a midget.
You and the broke-down nag you rode in on. Now, if you want a Texas-sized example of somebody whose hair is on a little short when it comes to the criticism department, Imus, you need look no further than to the current occupant of the White House, the one I expect to supplant in 1996, Bill Clinton. He says there's an organized effort out there to deprive him of his voice. Well, after listening to him the past couple of years, I hope he's right. And I hope they're successful. The Washington Post put together a poll the other day trying to figure out why Americans are so divided regarding this president. They either despise him or they swoon over him like a heroin addict with an IV drip hooked straight to Burma. Let's try to figure out why. Here's a tally sheet, Imus. On this side, under assets, I'll list the positive Clinton characteristics. On this side, his liabilities. And let's start off right there. He's 30% overweight. He's from Arkansas. He'll put a move on anything that's still warm and ain't going flatline. And he thinks he's a genius when he's actually stupider than 4 feet of stale grits. Now, those are his negatives. Let's look at his positives.
Okay. Ross.
Give me a second here now. Well, he ain't killed nobody yet.
How about Ben Foster?
Oh, yeah. Let's put that back to the other side of the chart there.
Chicago Mayor Richard J. Daley. But talking about the good works you were talking about.
Definitely. For example, my relationship with Mark. I don't expect Mark to become a Christian.
Good.
Mark is really...
There would be a major marketing problem. Imus, this ain't your mother's morning show.
The Jewish idea about this is you do justice, avoid blasphemy. By the way, that means no penis jokes, Donald.
It doesn't mean Jesus had a penis. How about penis jokes in good taste?
You know, I just thought...
That's an unfortunate way to put that. But...
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
17 minutes on the hour here in New York. Well,
Reminding that death is the only aspect of the human condition that is not yet subsidized by congressional Democrats.
I'm up with more yuck with the butler, Vital K, and 1 lung to coke.
Imus is a juiceless dope.
Shut up. I hate your guts.
Yo, what up, homie-o?
Ain't nothing to it, baby.
Yo, Chuck, man, happy belated birthday to you, bro.
Thank you.
Man, you so old, you got Jesus beeper number for Christ's sake.
Yeah, what's up with you?
All right, yo, I'm still counting the wrinkles on your face, bro. From yesterday's news day, bro.
That's a good picture of me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's all right, but damn, I had to use a magnifying glass to count the wrinkles on your face, bro.
Well, I'm 53 years old. What the hell do you think I'm gonna look like?
That 1972 picture, bro? Boy, you look like a tight ass, bro. I mean, your ass is so tight, if you backed into a wall, you suck out a brick, for Christ's sake. Hey!
There's an article on... All right, here now on the Imus in the Morning program, nationally syndicated gossip columnist Liz Smith. Good morning, Liz.
What? Imus in the Morning, 2020 Sports.
Good morning, this is John Minko. What's going on here? You told me at the last damn possible second. I gave you the FQ before. I forgot it. And I just told you again at the last second. Well, I forgot it. I forgot it. What? Never mind what I said we were going to do before.
Say it, don't... What is that? Are you expecting to figure it out?
I'll come in there and grab you around your little neck.
Oh, you'll do nothing.
Oh, really? Oh, is that right?
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning on the Fan.
Well, I'm getting a punchline from Howard as I'm getting it. Stupid in there is telling me that's it. Well, that's what? What should we have done? I don't know. Write it on a piece of paper, bring it in here, have the intern bring it in here, and put it down in front of me because I can't remember it.
Senile.
I'm not senile, but I can senile. Who are you? Where are we?
Imus in the morning on the Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
And see your authorized Frederick dealer today. He's in the yellow pages.
Work out that way with one main goaltender, and Richter did a great job. But it would have been nice to have the Beezer around, too. We'll take a quick break, and then Eddie C. on the net.
Sports Radio 66, the Fan, WFAN.
It's been a lot of hockey talk, and for good reason. Tremendous game last night. I'm sure the dog will pick up the gauntlet and continue talking hockey. Also, got a basketball game today, which we have scarcely mentioned. Knicks are playing the Indiana Pacers at Market Square. Tip-off time is 3:30. Richard Neer, I'll be back with you Monday night at 10 o'clock here on The Fan. Have yourself a great weekend. Sports and WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball. Good morning, everybody. How are you tonight? Christopher Russo on The Fan on a Saturday here in New York, 28th day of May, 1994. Good to have you aboard as we talk about the world of sports. And I tell you, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do this show today. 718-937-6666. Mike Hayes and Lisa Hoare. 11 o'clock. We got more to do with the Lisi's Flash. We'll come back. So don't go away on The Fan. Sports 2020 Sports at WFAN, the flagship station for New York Mets baseball. Hello. Back on The Fan for two of our radio programs, 718-937-6666. That's your two-way sports talk telephone number as we chat about what was an epic series and an epic Game 7, and then maybe even a little Canucks stuff a little bit later on. Game 1 is Tuesday night, and the Devils and the Rangers in just a phenomenal game. And your phone calls have been a big part of it here this first hour. Christopher Russo is aboard with you, and we'll get back to it right away, and don't waste any time just chatting. Here's Jimmy in New Jersey.
Fantastic series that we must all as hockey fans just sit back and enjoy until Tuesday night.
Good job, Don. Said well. I agree. And Game 6 was the moment for the Devils. They never quite recovered from that third period. Noontime, coming back. Temperature under sunny skies is 67 degrees, and that's what's happening. This is Bob Husler with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball. Back on the Fan Hour 3 of our radio program. Nice to have you aboard. 718-937-6666. That's your two-way sports talk. Telephone numbers. We talk to you about what's going on in the world of sports. And Rangers and Devils, it's that epic series. And we'll keep with that. And obviously, the Mets-Reds a little bit later on. And we'll get to the Rangers-Vancouver beginning next week. Knicks-Pacers today, too, and Monday. Utah and Houston is tomorrow. A Game 4. Jazz win last night by... And I'll be reading the papers. And I'll be getting ready for the Canucks on Tuesday night. And I never thought I'd be saying this in early June, but I can't wait for that final to start. The Knicks are an afterthought. Knicks will come back and have their moments, but still. Great job, Joan Chin, Lisa Johnson. We'll see you Tuesday at 1 from the Garden, Game 1. Stanley Cup final. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Adios.
God, that was painful. Coming up to 10 o'clock on the Fan, Joe Pepitone. Vince DeLisi, one of Vince's favorite guys.
Right, ever.
Joe Pep will join us after 10 o'clock. Don Gullen a little bit later. Susan will join us too. Bagels and baseball. Ed Coleman here with you. Hour 1 in the books. And Vince up next.
Sports Radio. The Fan. WFAN.
And a tremendous spectacle like that unless you have two great hockey teams playing, and they did. All right, 11 o'clock on the other side. We will keep the phone lines open for you. Don Gullet, Susan Waldman still to come. I'm Ed Coleman. Vince Scalisi up next.
Sports Radio. 66. The Fan. WFAN.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning, it's 11:01. I'm Vince DeLisi.
Up to Norfolk. The other guy is Isringhausen, who might be moved up too from single A because they like him a lot. He might be moved to double A.
Right.
Okay. All right, David.
Take care.
Thanks for the call. A couple of minutes before noontime on the thing. The Bird is here. Told me he was hoarse, but I think he's fine. He probably just doesn't want to talk to me. That's basically it. My friend, Iron Eagle. Yeah. Okay, sure. Noontime. Susan coming up on the other side. We're back.
Sports Radio. 66. The Fan. WFAN.
Here comes the Dog Imus. As they go around the final turn, Pav Driller's box with the lead. The I-Dog has dead aim on the outside. Here comes Don Imus to win it.
Third straight win for the Wonder Dog. Good morning. This is my favorite sports. This past weekend at Wonderland Track in Boston, Don Imus, another victory. So how ironic is it, and by the way, appropriate, that at a dog track, somebody has named a dog after me. Of course, now if the dog were running in New York, it would be running third.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning on the Fan.
Have you ever been on a radio before? Can't you just go along
Well,
with
no,
it?
I can't.
No, I can't, because...
Dog after you, a jackass.
And there goes the horse's ass. Number 3.
In the morning on the Fan. Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock. This is Iron Eagle.
Remember, you suffered last year. All the heat, the humidity, and just when you wanted some relief with a new energy-efficient air conditioner, they were all sold out. Well, you can be ready for another hot, sticky season, plus get cash back during the annual Frederick preseason sale, because there's no better time to buy America's best room air conditioner. So get the best selection at preseason prices. Get a Frederick. Get a cash rebate up to $100 depending on the model you buy. But that's not all you get. Ask anybody. A Frederick may cost a little more, but you get so much more. Known the world over for quantity, dependability, and energy efficiency. So don't wait. Buy your Frederick air conditioner now. Get up to $100 back from Frederick during our once-a-year preseason sale.
Call change, Frederick Air Conditioners. Call change, Frederick Air Conditioners.
See your authorized Frederick dealer today. He's in the yellow pages.
WFAN 2020 Sports Time is 12:02.